Hello, today we're going to talk about networking in Kubernetes. So to start off with, I'm going to show you I'm running the Kubernetes Bootcamp application. And we see it's running right there. It's got a cluster IP and an external IP address. Now the cluster IP is visible only inside of that service, and the external IP address is obviously visible to the internet. So if I can go here and actually run that IP address on port 8080, and it says hello bootcamp running on this container, or running on this node, excuse me. And I can confirm that by going back into Kubernetes and getting the pod that it's running on. So first things first, what I'm going to do is run this command, kubectl execute ITs for inside interactive terminal inside of the pod, which is the bootcamp pod in this case. And everything after those double dashes is going to be an argument getting passed to that interactive terminal. So in this case, I'm running curl on google.com. And what that'll show you is that inside of the service can reach out to the internet, in this case to google.com. Now, if I go ahead and grab my cluster IP address here and run that same command against the cluster IP and my application port, it's also going to get back what we got from the external IP address. So now let's see if we can break it a little bit. Let's go and edit the service. And this is going to open up VI in the YAML configuration of our Kubernetes application. And I'm going to go ahead and change this type load balancer to type node port. Now load balancer is the configuration for an external IP address, whereas node port is to set up a port range for your application. What this is going to do is effectively break the external IP address. And if I run the same get service command on Bootcamp and output that into a YAML, we see that the change was made successfully. So let's go ahead and get the service normally, and we see we don't have an external IP address anymore. Now if I go back here to my web browser and try and hit that again, just to confirm it's spinning, it's not going to hit it because the external IP address is no longer valid. Okay, so let's go back to our Cloud Shell here. And we still do have a cluster IP, which means we have something inside of the cluster we can use. And if we run that, we see we still have access to the resources from inside the cluster, even though we don't have an external IP address. So let's go ahead and fix it. I'm going to edit the service again, go down to the spec type, which is currently node port, and change that back to load balancer. And if I run a get service one more time, I see that my external IP address is pending, which means it's coming back up. Now we're going to go ahead and wait for this to continue the demo. So now we've got our external IP address again. It's been reassigned. We can copy that off, go back to our web browser, and put that in on port 8080. And we see we're back to our Kubernetes Bootcamp landing page. All right, there we go. Thanks for watching.